Alright, Shalom. Another GMS on the go. Come back at you with another lesson. But before we get into that, we want to give all honor, all glory, and all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son,
Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakar Kodash.
Next up, double honor to our apostles and elders, great millstone, who taught us 100% truth of the Bible and who rule well. Peace, love, salutations to all the brothers across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth in all diligence and sincerity. We're just gonna get into a lesson on, what's coming, what's in the distant future, what's in the near future.
What's in store for this place, America?
Right, and that's destruction.
That's right.
Calamities and the wrath of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls God. And Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. We're just gonna start.
Go in the spirit, bring out whatever you got first. But I also want that Isaiah 13:9, but bring out whatever you got first, though.
Alright, this is Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 25. Destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none.
That's right. So Ezekiel is saying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Shai, like the brother said earlier, Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, which his name means he is or he exists, and Yahweh Shai, the only begotten Son, which his name means he saves and he delivers. You see, so Ezekiel is coming in the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Shai, letting you so-called Negroes, Latino, and Americans know that what? Destruction, bad times, total chaos is what's about to befall this place called America. You see, destruction is about to come through the four corners of the earth. You see, to where you're going to have race riots going on, martial law. You see a famine of food and thirst. You see FEMA camps with the guillotine inside them to chop your head off. A whole bunch of brutal animals unleashed. You see against the masses to eat you to death. You see a whole bunch of diseases that Esau got stored up in the CDC that come against the masses of the people. Ultimately, end all, be it all, the 200 ICBM missiles, which are going to come from the end of heaven, the end of the earth, from Russia, China, Syria, North Korea, Turkey, and so forth on, with the chariots, with the laser beam of fire coming down from the bottom of it. You see, these are the plagues and calamities that Yahweh Ba'Hashem Shai is about to bring upon the face of the earth, here to America and all around the four corners of the earth. You see, and that's the destruction that's coming.
That's right.
Read that from the top again.
This is Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 25. Destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none.
That's right. So when this destruction befalls this place called America, 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans, y'all are going to be seeking for peace. You see, y'all are going to be seeking for things to go back to its old ways, to how it once was. And why y'all going to be seeking for peace? Why y'all going to be seeking for things to bounce back to how things used to be? Because you didn't listen to your higher ups and your presidents for all these years. See, so now you're going to be seeking for things, again, to bounce back to how it used to be, but it's not going to bounce back. It's going to be all hell, nothing but on destruction coming your way. You see, you're going to look to your left, nothing but destruction. You're going to look to your right, nothing but destruction. You're going to look in front of you and behind you, nothing but destruction. You see, so destruction is what's about to befall this place called America. That's what this place America has in store for them. I mean, that's what this place America has in store. Bad time, destruction.
You want that Isaiah? What's that?
13:9.
This is Isaiah. This is Isaiah chapter 13. This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 9. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger.
That's right. The scripture said, behold, the day of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Shai, cometh cruel. And I'm going to get that definition on the word cruel real quick. This is the definition of cruel. It's an adjective. It says, willfully causing pain or suffering to others, or feeling no concern about it. You see, so Yahweh Ba'Hashem Shai is coming cruel. You see, he's coming to bring the death and destruction upon 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans. You see, and when they bring this destruction upon 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans, you see, they're not going to feel no concern about it. You see, they're not going to feel bad about what they're going to do to 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans. You see, because what? They want to do it to you because you're not fearing them, because you're not keeping their commandments. You see, it said willfully causing pain. It said or suffering to others, or feeling no concern about it. So what 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans are about to go through? Y'all are gonna be suffering. You see, y'all are gonna be suffering from the famine of food and thirst. Y'all are gonna be suffering from the FEMA camps with the guillotine inside of them to chop your head off. Y'all are gonna be suffering, you see, from all these different plagues and calamities that Yahweh Shema Shah is gonna bring upon the face of the earth.
That's right.
Some synonyms real quick. It says brutal, savage, inhumane, barbaric, bloodthirsty, murderous, homicidal, cutthroat, devilish, ruthless, uncaring, heartless, and again, these are just some synonyms of the word cruel. Stony-hearted, heartless, hard-hearted, cold-hearted, cold-blooded. You see, the list goes on and on. You see, so that's how Yahweh Shema Shah is coming. He's coming back cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger. And how is Yahweh Shema Shah going to show that he's coming back cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger? By all these different plagues and calamities that's written inside this Bible. That's how he's going to show that he's coming back cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger upon the face of the earth.
That's right. From the top,
Mm-hmm.
this is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 9. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate.
Right. And what's going to lay this land, America, a.k.a. Babylon, a.k.a. Sodom and Egypt, what's going to lay this place desolate, uninhabited? Those 200 ICBM missiles that are going to be shot from all these different countries. You see, that's what's going to lay this land on America uninhabited, desolate. You see, it said what? It said, so read that last part again, Salakia.
Come on. This is Ezekiel. I'm sorry, Salakia. This is
good.
Isaiah chapter 13, verse 9. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate.
That's right. So those missiles, those 200 ICBM missiles is going to make this place America desolate, uninhabited. The only thing that's going to be inhabited America, when it's destroyed, is these desert creatures, things that can withstand the heat.
I got something for you.
God.
Off that point.
Yep.
This is 1 Peter. I'm sorry, Salakia. This is 2 Peter, chapter 3, verse 8, verse 9. Salakia. This is 2 Peter, chapter 3, verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night.
That's right. So the day of Yahweh Shema Shah is going to come as a thief in the night. You see, because when a thief, come in the night, and try to break in your house, he comes, when you're least expecting it, when you're not paying attention. He catch you when you slipping, when you're not paying attention.
And your pants down.
You see, so that's how Yahweh Shema Shah is coming. He's going to come as a thief in the night. He's coming when you so-called Negroes, Latin Americans are going to be naked, basically when y'all are sinning. He's going to catch you on y'all wickedness.
And it reads, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise.
Right, and that's talking about Esau's rulership. Esau, the so-called white man's rulership, his kingdom, is going to pass away with a great noise. And what's going to make Esau's own kingdom, his rulership, pass away with a great noise? Those 200 ICBM missiles that are going to come from these other different nations that they're going to shoot off.
It reads, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
Right, and everything that's inside of Esau's kingdom, his everything that's inside of this place, America, is going to melt with fervent heat. You see, because everything inside of this Esau's kingdom is made up of elements.
Yep.
The people, we're made up of elements.
The people, the infrastructure,
Cars.
Yep. Everything that people uphold high. Drugs,
Your houses, your
your
buildings,
houses, everything, man.
trees, you name it. Everything's gonna melt with fervent heat from the 200 ICBM missiles that are gonna come from these other nations.
Yeah. And that's backing up your point to the only thing that's gonna be able to survive here after that is gonna be the desert creatures, man. This place is gonna be nothing. It's gonna be a big ass. Excuse my friend. It's gonna be a big ass desert, man.
That's right.
Everything's gonna be dissolved to dust, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna read that part over again. In which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up.
Right, so everything in Esau's kingdom, his rulership is going to be burnt up. You see, by them 200 ICBM missiles. You see?
That's right. And back to Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 9. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
And that's right. And Yahweh Shemashah is going to destroy the sinners, the ones of you so-called Negroes, Latino, and Americans who were transgressing the laws, statutes, commandments of the Bible. You see, the ones of you so-called Negroes, Latin Americans who are going contrary to these scriptures. You see, and how is Yahweh Shemashah going to destroy the sinners, the ones of you so-called Negroes, Latin Americans, out of this land called America, by all these different plagues and calamities that are going to come upon the face of the earth, but mainly by those 200 ICBM missiles.
That's right. And if I can, I'm gonna read up. I should have did that first.
Where you at? Isaiah?
Isaiah 13, verse 6.
Yeah.
Yep. Reading up to verse 6.
You already finished with 9?
Yeah, that's done.
Okay.
And if I can get a definition, because I can't get it on my phone, on how.
Yep.
This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 6. You good? How ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand.
Read that one more time for me.
This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 6. How ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand.
Right. It said, how ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. And when you look into that word, the definition of the word how, it says a long, loud, doleful cry uttered by a animal or as a dog or wolf. You see, so basically 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latin Americans, y'all are going to be howling, you see, because of the day of the Lord. Y'all going to be crying, basically. You see, because Yahweh Shemashah is going to bring a whole bunch of plagues and calamities, you see, that you so-called Negroes, Latin Americans are going to be faced to go through. You see, y'all going to be crying. Y'all going to be boo-hooing and crying.
That's right. That's right. Is that right?
Read on.
Yep. Isaiah chapter 13, verse 6. How ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty.
Right. So, you so-called Negroes, Latin Americans, the day of the Lord is at hand. And it is going to come as a destruction from the Almighty. Yahweh Shemashah. You see, because when this destruction befalls this place called America, you so-called Negroes, Latin Americans see everything that's going on around the four corners of the earth, you're going to know this destruction came from Yahweh Shemashah. You see, and y'all going to be crying. You see, because what? It's going to be so much pain that y'all going to be going through. And that's showing you that what? That destruction is coming. Bad times. Total chaos. It's not going to be nothing good or nothing nice about the day of the Lord.
That's right. And this next precept, this is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety.
And that's right. For when they should say peace and safety, you know, and everybody is talking about peace and safety right now, like everything on the face of the earth is going good. Like everything is, is going well. You see, just to give an example, and I always go into this, when Donald Trump, when Obama was president, what was his slogan? Change. That's a form of peace. That's a form of safety. Now Donald Trump is the president. And what's his slogan? Make America great again. Again, that's a form of peace. That's a form of safety. You see why? So while you got your presidents, you know, and your higher ups and so forth on, talking about peace and safety. Meanwhile, you see, you got 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latino, and Americans. You see, thinking everything is all good. You see, because you can walk up and down the street, you know, because you can go to the mall, because you could just do whatever with your free time. Meanwhile, you know, you got World War III going on. You see, you got race riots slowly going on around the four corners of the earth. You got famines going over in Venezuela and so forth on. You see, so while your higher ups and so forth on are talking about peace and safety, you see, they got 2/3 of you so-called Negro Latin Americans thinking everything is all sweet, that everything is all good, when it really ain't.
Yeah, and if I can say, you know, going back to, you know, your point on Donald Trump, right about now, you know, the war drums are beating right about now to those that may be paying attention, you know, but ultimately, what the Lord have made it to where, even though the war drums are beating, and some of the people that may know, He got you so-called Americans puffed up. He got you powerful to think that America won't be touched,
That's right.
or that you can't lose.
That's right.
And you know, you're in for a rude awakening. If you know, just to back that up on those who, even though the war drums are beating, you still think everything is good. You still think that America, like the scriptures say, the virgin daughter of Babylon won't get touched.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
And I'll read it from the top. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them.
Right, so while they saying peace and safety, got you so-called Negro Latin Americans thinking everything is all good, you know, like ain't nothing gonna happen, then what's gonna happen? Boom. Sudden destruction is gonna come.
Mm-hmm.
And we look into that word sudden, you know that means quickly, unaware, unexpected. Mm-hmm. You see, and so forth on. So all these plagues and calamities that Yahweh Shema Shah is going to bring upon the face of the earth, they're going to come upon 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latino, and Americans, and the whole world suddenly. Y'all are going to get caught up in the judgment of Yahweh Shema Shah. Especially 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans, from not taking heed to the message that the men of the Lord, starting with Apostle Elder Great Millstone to the men on down, was bringing out week in and week out, blowing the trumpet, giving y'all warning.
Mm-hmm. And it reads, as travail upon a woman with child.
That's right. So Yahweh Shema Shah is comparing this sudden destruction, to paying upon a woman with child. You see, because when a woman is in labor, you know, gearing to give birth to a child, you know, her newborn baby, what happens? Those birth pains, those contractions, you see, they come upon her what? Sudden. They come upon her quickly, unexpected, when she's least expecting it. Mm-hmm. You see, so just like those birth pains, those contractions come upon that woman quickly, unexpected, suddenly, that's how the destruction is going to come into America. It's going to come suddenly. It's going to catch 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latino, and Americans off guard. Yeah,
and just a small point, and they come back to back. You know what I'm saying? All within that span, they just coming and coming and coming. You know what I mean? So it ain't gonna be like one big one and then that's it. Nah, man, you got a lot to wait until that, you know, metaphorically, until that baby pops out, man.
That's right. And right on that point, you just made a good point.
Mm-hmm.
You see, they come back to back, those birth pains, right? So when these sudden destructions come upon 2/3 of you so-called Negro Latin Americans, they gonna be coming back to back to back to back to back. You're gonna be faced with the famine of food and thirst. Then after that, when you're gonna be faced with the race riots, and after that, you're gonna be faced with the martial law. They're gonna be coming back to back to back.
That's right. Like the scripture says.
I was thinking about the same thing, the lion and the bear.
Yep,
bro, that's a spirit.
Yep. Like the scripture say, man, it's just gonna happen. You're gonna get away from one thing and then flee into the next thing, and then next thing you know, I'm roughly paraphrasing, then you're gonna get bit by a serpent. You know, it's just different things that are just gonna happen in these upcoming times, man.
And that's right. And ultimately, if you make it through all these different, you know, plagues and calamities that Yahweh Shema Shah is going to bring upon the face of the earth, then you're going to get taken out by those missiles and the chariots.
That's right. And it reads, and they shall not escape.
And ain't nobody escaping this sudden destruction is going to befall America except for the elect. You see? And Lord will, you know, me and this brother and all the other brothers around the four corners of the earth, pushing his word in truth and sincerity, will be a part of that number.
That's right.
You see, but 2/3 of you so-called Negro Latin Americans got to go through this destruction, especially you heathen nations.
That's right. And for the next precept, this is Matthew chapter 10, verse 34.
That's right.
And this is red letter. if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Think St. Matthew chapter 10 verse 34.
Mm-hmm.
Think not that I am come to send peace on earth.
Right, so Lord Yahushua is telling you so-called Negro Latin Americans, think not, meaning what? Don't think in your mind that what? Peace is coming. If you so-called Negroes, Latin Americans got peace in your mind, you need to get rid of that. You need to toss it out the window. You know, throw it in the trash can. You see, because peace is not coming here to this place called America. You see, why would peace come here to this place called America when you got sodomy going on, man with man, woman with woman, when you got adultery being pushed to an all-time high, another man sleep with another man's wife, vice versa? You see, why would peace come to this place called America when everything that goes on in this place called America goes totally against the Bible? You see, so peace is not coming to this place called America. You see, good times, hugs, laughter, kisses, flowers, balloons, birthday cakes, ice cream, parades, you name it, is not coming to this place called America. So again, if you so-called Negroes, Latin Americans, got peace in your mind, you need to get rid of that quick fast.
That's right.
Read on.
From the top, this is St. Matthew chapter 10 verse 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not. Right,
so Lord Yahushua just confirmed himself, because first he said, think not that I come to send peace on earth. But then he go further the second time, you know, to confirm himself, to let you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans know that he's serious, that he stands by what he means, that he's really not coming to send peace on earth. So if Lord Yahushua is telling you that he's serious, that he's really not coming to send peace on earth, what is he coming to bring? Read on.
That's right. I came not to send peace, but a sword.
So that's what Lord Yahushua is coming to bring. He's coming to bring a sword. And what is a sword? Any killing instrument. You see, that sword is ultimately going to be, you know, the famine of food and thirst, the race riots, martial law. You see, these brutal animals that's going to be unleashed against the masses. All these different diseases that's going to come upon the face of the earth. You see the 200 ice beam missiles, the chariots with the laser beam of fire coming down from the bottom of it. You see, the list goes on and on. You see, that's the sword that's about to befall this place called America. Destruction is what's coming to this place called America, not good times.
And did you have something?
Keep on bringing if you got something.
Yep, I got one. This is St. Luke, chapter 12. Verse 51, This is Lord Yahushua again.
Yep.
Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth. Right, and that's Lord Yahushua again, and he's posing a question. I'm going to read it again. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? Question mark. He just posed a question to ultimately you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, but, you know, basically to the whole world too. Do you think that I'll come to send peace on earth? And he's going to answer the question, of course. And it reads, I tell you, nay, but rather division. Right, so the Lord just said, no, I'm not coming to send peace on earth. I'm coming to send division. Division in what? First and foremost, separating the sincere so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans from this world, and ultimately their salvation.
That's right.
And what else? And division between what? These other nations, ultimately America and the other nations, including its allies.
Yep.
You know, sedition among men.
Yep.
Here in Babylon the Great. You know, race riots and certain things like that, man. So the Lord ain't coming to bring people together. He's coming to send people apart, man, and destroy this place.
And real quick, and you know, just blabbering out the brother what he just said beautifully through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah. You know, but the Lord is coming to he's not coming to bring peace. He's coming to bring division. And you know, that's why you see, you know, on a small level, but it's starting to heat up and get on a bigger and higher scale to what America coming against all these other nations, and these other nations coming up against America. That's the Lord bringing division to this place called America. And like the brother was saying, it's only going to get worse and worse as time goes on, to where everybody's going to be against everybody. Ain't nobody going to be coming together. You see, the Lord is going to have it to where ain't nobody going to be seeing eye to eye, to where ain't nobody going to be getting along. You see, so Yahweh Shema Shah ain't coming to send peace to this place called America. He came to bring division, which is bad times, which is going to ultimately lead up to destruction and total chaos.
That's right, brother. Beautifully said. Did you have
in Isaiah 57 and 22, or you know what I'm talking about? 57 21, or
Oh no, yeah. I got you.
Yep.
This is
so you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans, don't be deceived. You know, destruction is coming to this place called America, and you need to get in line with Yahweh Shema Shah. Again, Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, which His name means he is or he exists, and his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai, which his name means he saves, he delivers. Y'all need to get right with them before it's too late. Because if not, you're going to get caught up in this judgment, and the destruction is about to befall this place called America.
I got 57, or I got 40.
Either one.
Yep. This is Isaiah chapter 57, verse 21. There is no peace, saith my power, to the wicked.
And that's right. So there is no peace unto the wicked. And first and foremost, who is the wicked on the face of the earth? Esau, the so-called white man. These red Hebrew Edomites, other known as the devil. They are the wicked on the face of the earth. Because everything that you see going on, you see you got sodomy going on, you got adultery going on. You see, you got all these abominable foods being pushed to all-time highs, such as shrimp, pork, crab, lobster. You got trees being cut down. You see, you got chemtrails being sprayed in the air. You got GMO foods that everybody's eating, fluoride water that everybody's drinking, and that's all because of the wicked, Esau, the so-called white man. You see, so Esau, the so-called white man, is the wicked. You see, but 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans, y'all are wicked as all hell too. You see, because what? Y'all are following the ways of Esau, the so-called white man. You see, so there's no peace coming to the wicked of you so-called white people on down to the rest of you, the nations, and there ain't no peace coming to 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans because of all y'all wickedness, especially on you so-called Negro, Latino Americans. So if ain't no peace coming to the wicked, then what's coming for y'all? Destruction, total chaos. You see, Yahweh Shai is about to bring that hammer down upon y'all and destroy y'all.
That's right. And like I said, like you were just saying, you saw if the so-called white man, who's the biblical Hebrew Edomite, and these other nations are going to get destroyed, and biblically they can't even sin. You know what I'm saying? Because they wasn't even given the laws. So how much more for you so-called Negroes, Latino, and Native Americans, who are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, who can sin, who were given the law? How much more for y'all when the Lord comes back, man, and bring His wrath upon this place, man?
That's right.
So if that's up.
That's it right there.
Yeah.
Unless you want to bring that last one just to back that one up. That's up to you though.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, bring
You
it up.
want to just close it out?
Yeah, we can bring that up. Bring that last one up.
You know, brothers gonna get another precept just backing up the last one we read. You know, just to further edify.
This is Isaiah chapter 48, verse 22. There is no peace, saith the Lord, unto the wicked.
That's right. So just reiterating the last precept we just brought out, Isaiah 51, 57, and 21. You know, there is no peace unto the wicked. And again, who was the wicked? Esau, the so-called white man. But 2/3 of you so-called Negro Latin Americans, y'all are of y'all father, the devil, Esau, the so-called white man. You see, so ain't no peace coming to Esau, the so-called white man, on down to the rest of these nations, and ain't no peace coming to 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans. So again, if ain't no peace coming to the wicked, then what's coming? Destruction.
That's right.
That's what Yahweh Shai got in store for you. Bad times, total chaos.
That's right, bro.
You know? So again, you so-called Negroes, Latin Americans, you need to get right with Yahweh Shai before it's too late. Because that hourglass is running out. And all hell is starting to break loose, slowly but surely.
Yeah, bro.
Wanna close it out?
Yep, come on, bro. If, Lord's will, we hope this lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. But before we close out, we want to give all honor, all glory, and all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son,
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakudash.
Next up, double honors to our apostles and elders, Great Millstone, who taught us 100% truth of the Bible and who ruled well. Peace, love, salutations to all the brothers across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth in all diligence and in sincerity. Until the next time we say, Shalom.
Shalom. Kwam Yasha Allah.
That's right.